Superman issue number 4. That's right, folks. We are well on our way to this book getting a trade very soon. I have to imagine this is going to be like a huge push for the trade where they're going to get a lot of stuff going for it. But 4 issues in, I'm having an absolute blast of this book. This might be my favorite issue of the run so far, and I've pretty much liked every single part of the book so far. Incredibly fun. This issue opens up. We are following Silver Banshee, and she is making some sort of just like Pop-Tart, I guess. I don't know. And she's talking to somebody off screen we don't see. It's like, hey, you're going to be late. You got to hurry up. And we don't know what's going on. That Lois won't be happy if this person is late. So you're like, huh, who is she talking to? We probably know, but we don't know, right? It's a knock on her door. She goes to open it. It is Dr. Pharm, like pharmacy farm, and a bunch of goons wearing big pill heads. Now, I have to bury the lead when it comes to the goons wearing big pill heads. He calls them farm hands, which is funny on two levels because it's farm hands, an expression people use, and they're called farm hands like pharmacy. It's like, that's funny because they're a big pill. It's funny. But essentially, Silver Banshee's going to come in and attack them, but this Dr. Harn uses the power of like different kryptonites mixed with radiation to absorb her power and control her. Terrifying. He's got like a glove with a bunch of different kryptonite claws on it. This guy's creepy and I like it. What a weird little dude. But he's not a Superman villain apparently. He's a Lex Luthor villain, which we'll get to in a minute here. Because he's controlling Silver Banshee, we have to cut away to Stryker's Island, where we see Lex Luthor is sitting under a tree. The one tree in the whole building. A couple of like new criminals show up to this organization and they're talking about Superman like, what a loser, some Boy Scout dipshit, you know? Why don't you just take over the world? Why don't you just make it easy? You know who's scary is Batman, and this guy's like, Batman's terrifying, man. Superman's a little pussy. It's like, yeah, that's funny. As they're saying that, Lex takes an acorn, whittles it away until it's just like a nut, and launches it into the guy's mouth from a distance, and we just cut to Superman hovering over his like chamber like, how did you know he was allergic to peanuts? Like, oh, you could have killed a guy, but he's like, he was being rude. Lex is defending Superman, but he doesn't know it. That is some really good writing for Lex, and I really enjoy that sentiment. Very fun. Doesn't matter if I've changed or not, Superman. What matters is the world sees the work we are doing together. Look what we have accomplished with you working with Supercorps. We brokered a treaty between two kingdoms at war. We found a secret sword somewhere. We solved an alien mystery that's like 100 years old. We teamed up with the Atom and we went into the subatomic realm to like ride wasps or something. Cool. Is this the first sighting of an Atom adjacent character in the dawn of DC? That'd be a fun book to give 6 issues to. I'll do it. Hey, Williamson, I'll do it. I'll write about Ray Palmer for a minute. Why not? So clearly the team up is working. But Clark is still upset that Lex isn't telling him the whole truth. He's like, look, we found something inside of Parasite when we took him to the Supercorps building. So what aren't you telling us? What is the full story? How do you know who this Dr. Harm is? And what's the name of the brother? I don't remember. He's got a brother that's got an equally stupid name. And they're just fighting people. So this book just cuts to Lex explaining who this bad guy is. Who is Dr. Harm? Well, we cut to a young Lex Luthor, new to Metropolis, back when Clark Kent was still gushing over cheerleaders in Smallville. He first came to Metropolis, and he saw that there was a lot of homeless people being taken off the streets, and the police weren't doing anything about it. So Lex used his super sciences to become a superhero, and he like puts on an outfit, and it's got a big L on it. And I'm like, ooh, even if this is a retcon, or even if it's just a lie Lex is telling, I think it's amazing that somebody said, what if Lex was a pseudo-superhero before any of the other people came to Metropolis? That's awesome. But this Dr. Harm guy, he's taking these homeless and experimenting on them. So Lex fights him, fights the farmhands, and shoots like L-spheres, like T-spheres at them, and they turn to like goo. It's amazing. Oh, Graft, that's the name. It's Pharm and Graft. So Graft is like the assistant brother. He's like a twisted version of a person. It's a terrifying creature. It's like, okay, that's deranged, but Lex frees a bunch of these homeless people, and we're here for it. Lex was a hero. You weren't the first hero in Metropolis, Superman. It was Lex Luthor, and it could easily be a lie, but I kind of dig it. He's got a stupid outfit on, big old red hair. I think it's adorable. I'm having a great time with that. But he's like, you're obviously lying. Like, you're admitting some certain aspects of this story to make it sound more in your favor. So why don't you tell me the whole truth and maybe help me find where this lab is, and then I'll start believing that you might actually be doing something nice. So, well, the city was eager to grow and abandon its past, so we have to go to the abandoned outskirts of Metropolis somewhere, just like an underground city that exists under Metropolis. I'm sure if this was a real city, and again, it's not, so it doesn't matter, then this wouldn't be what it is, you know? No way a real city is just like, let's abandon an entire city block underground and forget about it. But as Superman is exploring this, he finds, like, designs left behind for a Phantom Zone projector, and Lex is like, that's not right. Why would they want Parasite to use that? It can't be for Parasite. Oh shit, Superman, it's a trap. You have to get out of there. Because Silver Banshee shows up and she is being controlled by some unknown force. We know it's Pharm and Graft, but it's like, uh-oh, that ain't doing good. Superman's like, no, you were doing fine. You were on parole. What are you doing this? She doesn't have a choice. Uh-oh, scary. So they fight, and ooh, the powers look so cool in this book when Silver Banshee gets to use them. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm impressed with every second of this. A gorgeous book. It's so simple to say, but my goodness, is this book just gorgeous to look at. We cut to the floor of the Daily Planet. Lois is in line for a coffee. Jimmy's like, hey, Lois, sorry, I slept in. I was late because I slept in. Hang on to that fact, folks. I wonder if he had some Pop-Tarts. Wink, wink. So he's like, are you avoiding working? What are you doing out here? She's like, look, if I'm going to get up into the office and have everybody try to pitch me whatever the hell they learned, I need coffee first. But since you're here, Jimmy, do you know anything about, like, the Maryland Moonlight name? Does that ring any bells to you? He's like, oh, of course, that's a classic. It's the Legends of Maryland Moonlight. He knows it, of course he does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? As they're just having their conversation, Rut-Row, Superman, and Silver Banshee blast through the ground right above them. They're getting into a fight, but Clark starts to clear the rubble away from people so nobody gets hurt. It's really cool. The fight's looking great, and you just see that she doesn't want to be a part of this, but she's going to have to fight him. And then Jimmy's like, no, Superman, stop. You can't hurt her. You can't hurt her. Jimmy, you got to get out of here. It's like, no, I love her because that's the girl Jimmy's been seeing. Okay. I'm here for it. It's a beautiful end to this book. That's really cute. I like it. How old is Jimmy and how old is Silver Banshee? They don't say. 20. How old is Jimmy supposed to be in this book? Is he like... Because he's not like the same era as like Lois and Clark, right? He's younger. But Silver Banshee is a Superman villain, so she's older. It doesn't matter. Either way, cute. We're having a cute moment. And that's where the book ends. And it's a really fun ending. It's kind of crazy. It does a lot of cool stuff. I love the use of Silver Banshee. I love the introduction that there's just this psychopathic doctor that fought Lex a long time ago. And Lex was pissed off about it. He's like, this guy sucks. I think that's awesome. I think that's incredibly fun. Great use of this character. Great use of this book. I'm having an absolute blast reading it. So that was really cool. It's a good Superman book. The fact that we can read a good Superman book is really exciting. It makes me smile. I'm glad this is where we are. I hope it sticks the landing. I think it will. So, Superman issue number 4. I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.